Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Newshour, India's voice to the world. I'm Preeti Kaur. Coming up in the next half an hour. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz lands in Ahmedabad for a two-day visit from January 12 to 13, following an invitation from Prime Minister Narendra Modi. ISRO to launch PSLV-C62, the launch of Earth observation satellite to take place today from Satish Dhawan Space Centre. Iran protests enter third week as Trump considers military options. Iran accuses US and Israel of fomenting trouble. Wildfires in South Argentina ripped through nearly 12,000 hectares of forest, 10 homes destroyed, mass evacuations enforced. And in cricket, Virat Kohli hits 93 to lead India to a 4-wicket win over New Zealand in the first ODI in Vadodara. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz arrived in West Indian city of Ahmedabad early on Monday morning on a two-day visit. This is the German Chancellor's first official visit to India. The visiting dignitary will hold bilateral engagements with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The two leaders will take stock of the progress made in diverse aspects of the India-Germany strategic partnership, which completed 25 years last year. DD India's Meghna Dev gets us this report.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will meet the German Chancellor in Ahmedabad as part of high-level bilateral engagements between the two countries. The two leaders will visit the iconic Sabarmati Ashram in the morning. The ashram, closely associated with Mahatma Gandhi, stands as a symbol of peace, non-violence, and shared global values. The preparations of the visit are underway, with security drills taking place ahead of the arrival of the leaders.
Sabarmati Ashram और Kite Festival दोनों
Police security arrangements have been made at both Sabarmati Ashram and the Kite Festival. Traffic arrangements, including road closures and diversions, have been notified, and this information has been disseminated to everyone. More than 4,000 police officers and personnel will be deployed as part of these arrangements. The police are currently conducting rehearsals and making other necessary preparations.
जो अधिकारी कर्मचारी इस बंदोबस्त में तैनात रहेंगे.
After the ashram visit, the Prime Minister and the German Chancellor will proceed to the Sabarmati riverfront to participate in the International Kite Festival. The festival is one of Gujarat's most prominent cultural events, when Ahmedabad becomes the epicenter of a spectacular celebration as it draws kite flyers from different countries, making it a global cultural event.
Kite Festival has been happening since 1989, but during his time as the Chief Minister, it got a major facelift and it went on to become an international festival, with kitists being invited from all over the world with their unique and innovative kite designs. Last time we had footfall of more than 3.5 lakh people who had visited during the 4-day festival.
Expert kite flyers from nations including Greece, Korea, France, Germany, Canada, Bulgaria, and several others have arrived to showcase their unique styles, innovative designs, and traditional kite flying techniques.
We have single line kites, you can see in the background, for example, and also this one is Manta, a single line kite. We have freestyle kites here. And we also have inflatable kites, turbines, many different animals.
From giant kites to artistic and 3D creations, the festival reflects the diversity of cultures represented in the skies.
But I come mainly to see old friends and fly with friends. So I come and work with them, come and bring my own kites, share my experience, and just put some color in the sky.
From last 8 years we are representing Odisha Gujarat. So there was an amazing experience. Every time there are a lot of flyers there, and we reunion and we fly kites, different type of kites.
The Sabarmati riverfront serves as a vibrant backdrop as colorful kites soar high, symbolizing harmony, friendship, and shared joy.
With kites from several states in India to several countries across the globe coming together and making this an even more special Uttarayan. What we also see is from the terraces to the gardens, to the fields and to the Sabarmati riverfront, there's one thing that's clearly visible, that's clearly palpable, is the excitement, the cheer, the chants echoing in the sky. With camera person Lakshman Rajput, this is Meghna Dey for DD India from Ahmedabad, Gujarat.
DD India's Amritpal Singh has sent this report from Gujarat on German Chancellor Friedrich Merz's visit to Gujarat. During his visit, Merz will visit Sabarmati Ashram and later participate in the International Kite Festival. In their bilateral engagements, the two leaders will review the progress made in the India-Germany strategic partnership.
German Chancellor Friedrich Merz arrived in Ahmedabad in the wee hours of Monday. He will begin his day by visiting the Sabarmati Ashram along with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. After that, the German Chancellor shall be witnessing the Kite Festival or Uttarayan along with Prime Minister Modi on the Sabarmati riverfront, where thousands of residents of Ahmedabad will come out and fly kites, and that could be an interesting cultural experience for the German Chancellor. This shall be followed by formal talks between the two leaders and their delegations. The entire gamut of bilateral relationship will be on the table. India and Germany are strategic partners. They have a very deep or a strong cooperation in defense and security. Economic cooperation is strong, given that Germany is India's largest trading partner in the European Union. So there will be talks of how to take this to the next level. The two leaders shall also be interacting with business leaders and CEOs here in Gandhinagar. Science and technology, cooperation in education, culture, space, migration, mobility, development cooperation shall be what could be touched upon between the two leaders. On Tuesday, the German Chancellor shall be visiting Bengaluru, where he shall visit a nanoscience and engineering center. The very fact that the German Chancellor chose India as his first stop of his first ever Asia visit, and in fact his first bilateral visit outside the NATO and EU space, signifies or sends a strong signal about not just the deepening bilateral partnership at present, but also the potential it holds for the future. With cameraman Yogesh Tiwari, this is Amritpal Singh for DD India in Gandhinagar.
Today is National Youth Day. The day commemorates the birth anniversary of one of India's foremost social and spiritual reformer, Swami Vivekananda. On the occasion, Prime Minister Modi will engage with thousands of youth across the country to envision a roadmap for the nation's development. Take a look.
Arise, awake, and stop not until the goal is reached. Swami Vivekananda's powerful invocation and philosophical legacy has inspired generations of youth for over a century. He always hailed the potential of youth to transform society. On his birth anniversary, 12th January every year is celebrated as the National Youth Day.
आज इस तेजी से बदलते विश्व में स्वामी विवेकानंद जी दो संदेश हर युवा के जीवन का हिस्सा होने चाहिए। ये दो संदेश हैं इंस्टीट्यूशंस और इनोवेशन। इंस्टीट्यूशन तब बनता है जब हम अपने विचार को विस्तार देते हैं, टीम स्पिरिट से काम करते हैं। आज हर युवा को चाहिए कि वो अपनी इंडिविजुअल सक्सेस को टीम सक्सेस के रूप में विस्तार दे। यही टीम स्पिरिट टीम इंडिया के रूप में विकसित भारत को आगे ले जाएगा।
On the occasion of National Youth Day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will participate in the concluding session of the Viksit Bharat Young Leaders Dialogue 2026 in New Delhi. Prime Minister will interact with around 3,000 youth from across the country, along with young delegates representing the international diaspora. Selected participants will make their final presentations to the Prime Minister across 10 thematic tracks, sharing youth-led perspectives and actionable ideas on key areas of national importance. Viksit Bharat Young Leaders Dialogue 2026 witnessed participation from over 50 lakh youth across the country. With Swami Vivekananda's inspiring legacy and unique demographic advantage of India, the youth hold the key to success and development of the nation and also play a greater role in global leadership. Shubhendu Ghosh for DD India.
As part of the ongoing Viksit Bharat Young Leaders Dialogue 2026, 70 young students from Punjab engaged in an interactive session with India's Union Minister for Petroleum and Natural Gas on Sunday, contributing their ideas towards Prime Minister's vision of a developed India. During his interaction, Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri listened to the perspectives of the students and encouraged them to actively contribute to India's growth story. He emphasized the importance of youth leadership in shaping policies and driving innovation across the sectors. India's Electronics and Information Technology Minister Ashwini Vaishnav will participate in the Critical Minerals Ministerial meeting to be held on Monday in the United States. Minister Vaishnav arrived in Washington, D.C. and emphasized that securing critical mineral supply chains is vital for India's goal of Viksit Bharat. Critical minerals such as lithium, cobalt, graphite, copper and rare earth elements are essential for clean energy technologies like solar panels, wind turbines, EVs and energy storage systems. To secure these resources, India launched the National Critical Mineral Mission in 2025 to ensure their long-term availability and processing. Indian Space Research Organisation will launch a PSLV rocket that will place an Earth observation satellite along with 14 other co-passenger satellites into the orbit, marking the space agency's first launch of the year. The liftoff of the PSLV C-62 rocket with a lift of mass of 260 tons is scheduled at 10:18 a.m. on Monday. The PSLV C-62 EOS N1 mission would deploy the satellites into the sun synchronous orbit around 17 minutes after liftoff. PSLV has completed 63 flights so far, including the ambitious Chandrayaan-1 Mars Orbiter mission and Aditya L1 mission. The previous launch of a PSLV rocket was the PSLV C-61 Earth Observation Satellite 09 mission launched on May 18th last year. Northern India continues to remain under the grip of a shivering cold wave, with temperatures in some regions likely to plummet to as low as 2 degrees Celsius. The Met Department has issued alerts for several states, warning that the combination of severe cold wave conditions and dense to very dense fog will continue to disrupt daily life across the northwest. Some places in Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir and Uttarakhand also recorded temperatures below 0 degrees Celsius, and the mercury hovered close to the freezing point in Punjab and Haryana. Kashmir continued to be in the grip of the Chilai Kalan, that is 40 days of extreme cold, with Srinagar at minus 5.2 degrees Celsius. The Met Department has also forecast red alert of severe cold wave along with dense fog for West and East Rajasthan. Ice skating enthusiasts in Shimla are celebrating the reopening of the iconic open-air ice skating rink. This is one of Asia's oldest and a historic landmark of Himachal Pradesh.
Shimla's iconic open-air ice skating rink has once again sprung to life. With a warmer than usual December, the drop in temperatures below freezing point in January has allowed ice to naturally form in the rink, giving youngsters and...
All right, we'll get you this report in a short while from now, but at present we'll get you the visuals from Sabarmati Ashram in Ahmedabad, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi is hosting the visiting dignitary German Chancellor Friedrich Merz. And here we see on our screens Prime Minister Narendra Modi along with German Chancellor visiting the Sabarmati Ashram. This is not for the first time that an international leader is being hosted at Sabarmati Ashram, but in fact, this marks a very important point in the German Chancellor's visit to India. This visit being the first official visit of the German Chancellor Friedrich Merz to India, and here we see him at the Sabarmati Ashram with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Talking of the Sabarmati Ashram, then on his return from South Africa, Mahatma Gandhi's first ashram in India was established in the Kochrab area of Ahmedabad in 1915. Now, then the ashram was shifted in June 1917 to a piece of open land on the banks of Sabarmati River. And here we see Prime Minister Narendra Modi acquainting German Chancellor Friedrich Merz with the exhibits at the ashram, and the German Chancellor getting a taste of the world-renowned Sabarmati Ashram in Ahmedabad. Sabarmati Ashram, as we all know, is famous as Mahatma Gandhi's residence from 1917 to 1930. It also, in fact, served as the headquarters for India's independence movement, and also it was the starting point of the historic Dandi March, or the Salt Satyagraha in 1930. The ashram is an epitome symbolizing non-violent resistance and self-sufficiency, and as we all know, it is now a national monument and museum showcasing the life of Mahatma Gandhi and his ideals. So here we have the visiting dignitary, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, along with Prime Minister Narendra Modi at Sabarmati Ashram on the banks of the Sabarmati River. Father of the nation Mahatma Gandhi lived at Sabarmati Ashram for about 12 years, and these 12 years were central to his life. This ashram has been an epicenter of freedom struggle. As we told you, it was also the Dandi March starting point. It was the symbol of Satyagraha. The ashram embodies the philosophy of Satyagraha, that is, non-violent resistance that inspired India and also the global movements for freedom. This is important, the visit is important because it comes at a time when the world is witnessing conflicts, when the world is witnessing geopolitical challenges, and the ideas of non-violence, the ideas of non-violence and peace have been advocated by Father of the Nation Mahatma Gandhi from this place. And India's take on the conflicts has always been peace, has always been diplomacy and dialogue. So in this context, this visit of the visiting dignitary, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, is all the more important to Sabarmati Ashram. As we all know, in today's times, the ashram houses the Gandhi Samarak Sangrahalaya, that is a museum with Gandhi's belongings, letters, photos, and it also in fact serves as a poignant memorial. And in the visuals also we see the German Chancellor acquainting himself with the exhibits at the Sangrahalaya. The ashram is located by the Sabarmati river, and in fact it offers a serene environment that reflect Gandhi's pursuit of inner peace and simple living. Simple living, peace, non-violence. This is what the Sabarmati Ashram stood for, and at present, this is how it relates to the challenges faced by the world. This ashram was at the heart of Gandhi's non-violent struggle. It was in fact, we can call it as a launchpad of the most significant protests and also most significant peaceful, non-violent protests, and is a lasting symbol of India's freedom struggle. Sabarmati Ashram in Ahmedabad, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, along with visiting dignitary German Chancellor Friedrich Merz at the Sabarmati Ashram in Ahmedabad. The German Chancellor arrived in India today morning, and he has in fact a long day in Ahmedabad today. Here we see Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the visiting dignitary arrive at the Kite Festival in Ahmedabad alongside the banks of the Sabarmati river. This is again indeed important because it showcases the cultural extravaganza. And here we see German Chancellor Friedrich Merz arrive at the Kite Festival. This is indeed an important amalgamation of kite enthusiasts from across the world.
This is important. Yeah, sure.
Sir.
I think this is the very
So camera पीछे आ जाओ.
These are the visuals we're getting for you from Sabarmati riverfront, where the visiting dignitary, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, is participating and taking stock of the Kite Festival at Sabarmati riverfront. Prime Minister Narendra Modi acquainting the visiting dignitary with the highlights of the Kite Festival. The skies at the Sabarmati riverfront are reverberating with beautiful, colorful kites in huge number, in fact in thousands. Kite enthusiasts from all across the world have gathered at the International Kite Festival, which is in fact a center of attraction for the kite flyers from across the world. And here we see Prime Minister Narendra Modi hosting German Chancellor Friedrich Merz during his first official visit to India. And here on our screens we see a huge number of people who have gathered to witness the International Kite Festival. Commoners there, kite enthusiasts, people of all age groups have gathered at the International Kite Festival, and the visiting dignitary, all smiles there, witnessing the Kite Festival at Ahmedabad.
Sir is explaining how beautiful the whole city of Ahmedabad looks like, with the neighboring houses, the colorful panel pictures. You can from here also see the beautiful turnout touch, the musicians.
These are the visuals we're getting for you from Sabarmati riverfront, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi is hosting the German Chancellor, the visiting dignitary Friedrich Merz, and here we see him at the International Kite Festival. Just a while back we saw him acquaint the German Chancellor with the exhibition that was at the venue, which in fact enumerated the historical journey of kite flying in the country. And here we see Prime Minister as a good host acquainting German Chancellor with every minute detail. Prior to this, the German Chancellor also, along with Prime Minister Modi, visited the Sabarmati Ashram. And here we see a huge crowd which has gathered to attend the International Kite Festival at the Sabarmati riverfront. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has always made it a point to showcase Indian culture on the global page. And here we see another aspect, another leaf to this. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hosting the German Chancellor Friedrich Merz at the International Kite Festival at the Sabarmati riverfront in Ahmedabad. The skies there are reverberating with thousands of beautiful kites of all sizes, of all colors, and the skies there in Ahmedabad all alive with a riot of colors that is being seen. And here we see Prime Minister Narendra Modi along with German Chancellor Friedrich Merz at the International Kite Festival. The festival runs from January 12th to 14th, and it is witnessing a huge participation. Just now we saw the huge crowd that has gathered there at the International Kite Festival at the Sabarmati riverfront. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the German Chancellor getting a roaring, heartwarming welcome at the International Kite Festival. And here we see the sea of people that has gathered to witness the Kite Festival and welcome the visiting dignitary.
Herzlich willkommen, Herr Bundeskanzler. India and Germany soaring together like the kites of Gujarat. We welcome our esteemed dignitaries. You can see on both the sides the culture of our nation. Kuchipudi, Bharatnatyam, the acrobats of Malkham, the masks of India, from Ladakh, from South, Kathakali, the human mask. They are welcoming you. Beda of Patan, Gujarat. खूब स्वागत છે માનનીય પ્રધાનમંત્રી શ્રી નરેન્દ્ર મોદી સાહેબનું સાથે खूब स्वागत કરીએ છીએ. Mr. Friedrich Merz, willkommen. Herzlich willkommen, Herr Bundeskanzler. This is a symphony, grand symphony with 108 musicians. With various musical instruments. They are here to welcome you. Honorable Chancellor Sir, Friedrich Merz. Herzlich willkommen, Herr Bundeskanzler. एक साथ एक सुर में बोलिए, भारत माता की, अतिथि देवो भव, We're now playing the German tune through the musical instruments of India. Sitar, santoor, flute, violin, mandolin and guitar. The rhythmic beat of tabla, pakhwaj and dhola. It is indeed a pleasure to welcome you, sir. Herzlich willkommen. The Grand Symphony. Thank you for gracing this wonderful event. It is indeed our pleasure to welcome our honorable dignitaries in this occasion of International Kite Festival 2026. International friendship between India and Germany, a deep harmony and soaring skies depicting true celebrations of two cultures, finding a common rhythm on the banks of the Sabarmati. We welcome Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat, Shri Bhupendra Bhai Patel sir, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister. We willkommen to all the delegation of Germany. It's indeed a pleasure to have you over here. ખૂબ સ્વાગત કરીએ છીએ માનનીય મુખ્યમંત્રી સાહેબનું. સાથે સ્વાગત છે માનનીય નાયબ મુખ્યમંત્રી સાહેબનું. વિશિષ્ટ ક્ષણ સાબરમતીના કાંઠે આજે જ્યારે આટલા વિશેષ મહાનુભાવો પધાર્યા છે. Once again, it's wonderful to have the wonderful guests from Germany. More than 1,000 kite flyers from 50 countries, 13 Indian states and across Gujarat fill the horizon. The color blast of India and Germany, the friendship. Beautiful. Today the skies of Ahmedabad on the river Sabarmati are filled with wonderful colors, welcoming our dignitaries who have graced this wonderful event.
These are the visuals we're getting for you from Sabarmati Ashram. In fact, Sabarmati riverfront, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi is trying his hands at kite flying. And also along with him, we see the German Chancellor, the visiting dignitary, all smiles, trying his hands at kite flying. This visual, in fact, is symbolic of the partnership between India and Germany that has seen collaboration, that has seen being strengthened to strategic partnership, and that completed 25 years last year. This is in fact a very symbolic visual of India-Germany collaboration, India-Germany ties that have seen collaboration and that has seen the ties being strengthened to strategic level, which in fact completed 25 years last year. So this is in fact a very important moment, marking the first official visit of the German Chancellor Friedrich Merz to India. The skies in Ahmedabad are all vibrant, glowing with colors today. Thousands of kites making the skies in Ahmedabad all the more beautiful. Here we have the center piece, a kite with Prime Minister Narendra Modi's face. And on the screens, we see Prime Minister Narendra Modi and German Chancellor at the International Kite Festival. More than 1,000 kite enthusiasts have gathered to participate in this kite festival that runs from 12th of January to 14th. From countries all across the world, the kite enthusiasts have gathered here. And here we see German Chancellor enjoying his stint at kite flying. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz at the International Kite Festival, both trying their hands at kite flying. Huge number of people have gathered there to participate and to witness this historic moment, the International Kite Festival 2025 at the Sabarmati riverfront. This is in fact a sight to behold. The beautiful skies there over the Sabarmati riverfront, vibrant with colors, vibrant with beautiful kites. And here we see both the men of the moment, German Chancellor enjoying his stint at kite flying along with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This is what in fact has always been put into focus by Prime Minister Narendra Modi to showcase the basic Indian culture on the global page, to showcase Indianness on the global page. And here we see International Kite Festival on the itinerary of the German Chancellor during his first official visit to India.
માનનીય પ્રધાનમંત્રી અને માનનીય ચાન્સેલર જર્મની આપણી વચ્ચેથી અહીંયા ઇન્ટરનેશનલ કાઇટ ફેસ્ટિવલ 2026નો શુભારંભ કરી અને વિદાય લઈ રહ્યા છે, પ્રસ્થાન કરી રહ્યા છે. ત્યારે આપણા મોંઘેરા મહેમાનોને તેઓ ફરી પધારશે તેવી આપણે.
These are the visuals we're getting for you from Sabarmati riverfront, where we saw German Chancellor Friedrich Merz participate along with Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the International Kite Festival that runs from 12th to 14th of January, marking the Uttarayan festivities in Ahmedabad. The skies in Ahmedabad are all vibrant today with colors of all kinds, with all colors and kites of all kinds, in fact, adorning the skies. And here we have a huge crowd of people that has gathered at the International Kite Festival. This is indeed important because more than 1,000 kite enthusiasts from across the world have gathered to participate at the International Kite Festival. And we also saw both the leaders try their hand at kite flying, and from Operation Sindoor to the soaring progress of Bharat and a kite also depicting India-Germany ties, all were showcased in the skies in Ahmedabad. And also we have cultural performances running alongside the festival at the venue, giving a perfect blend of Indian culture to the visiting dignitary German Chancellor Friedrich Merz. Prior to this, the visiting dignitary also paid a visit to Sabarmati Ashram, and here we see Prime Minister Narendra Modi along with German Chancellor at the Sabarmati Ashram, hosting him there and also acquainting him with the exhibits at the Sabarmati Ashram. This is indeed a very important part of the visit of the German Chancellor because we all know that this is the first official visit of the German Chancellor to India. And here we see him visit Sabarmati Ashram, that is the epitome of peace and non-violence. The Sabarmati Ashram was the residence of Father of the Nation Mahatma Gandhi for 12 years. And it in fact embodies a significant chapter of the freedom struggle of the country. Truth, non-violence, peace, all are the centerpiece of India's freedom struggle, and that has been aptly depicted at Sabarmati Ashram. So it is a long, eventful day for the German Chancellor in Ahmedabad today. Up on your screens, we have the visuals showcasing the visit of the German Chancellor to Sabarmati Ashram. Our correspondent Siddharth Bhardwaj is joining us on phone. Siddharth, up on our screens we are showing the German Chancellor visiting the Sabarmati Ashram earlier in the day, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi along with him showcasing the exhibits at the ashram. You are there at the ashram. Tell us about this visit and also the significance of this ashram given the geopolitical context the world is facing today.
Definitely, Preeti. First of all, a very good morning to you. I'm here at Sabarmati Ashram. This is a very significant visit by the German Chancellor to India because first of all, it showcases the bond between India and Germany. And since both the leaders are also expected to hold bilateral talks and expected to, discuss the entire gamut of bilateral relations, goes on to show that, since both the countries are strategic partners, we can expect a more fill-up in the bilateral ties between both the countries. And coming on to your question, Preeti, now, German Chancellor visited Sabarmati Ashram along with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and he also visited Hriday Kunj, which is the residence of Mahatma Gandhi here at Sabarmati Ashram. And you know that Sabarmati Ashram is a symbol of peace, and there's a different sense, and there's a different kind of atmosphere and a serene and calm atmosphere here at Sabarmati Ashram. When you talk about the geopolitical situation in the global world as of now, then we know that there are different conflicts and wars that are happening, that are being witnessed in the global world. And in this era, peace is the only solution, and India's stand, like I always say, has always been clear that only through dialogue and diplomacy a solution could be achieved, and nothing can ever be found on the battlefield. So that is the significance of peace. And Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, has given this message of peace, in the entire world and not just in the country. And that is why his stature is on a different level on the global world, Preeti. Talking about Sabarmati Ashram and its significance, father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi has said, for this place that this is the right place to search for truth and develop fearlessness, because on one hand, on one side, there are foreigners, and on the other hand, there's a thunderbolt of motherland. So that is why this place holds a very big significance, because when he said that this is the right place for our activities to carry on, the search for truth and develop fearlessness. He also said that for on one side are the iron bolts of the foreigners, and on the other, thunderbolts of Mother Nature. So that's what he said, and this place holds a big significance. And when you come here, you experience a sense of serene and calmness. And this is a very important visit by German Chancellor Friedrich Merz along with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He also signed visitors book there. And since he also visited after that the International Kite Festival, or Uttarayan. It's a very, very important festival. In the past 10-11 years, this festival has got a global stature and a thrust which was actually required. And people from all around the world, countries from all around the globe, they join in this festival. In fact, in this festival as well, which is currently happening, a lot of countries have joined in. They have come from different parts of the country. This actually goes on to show the cultural connect, Preeti, and this goes on to show that how India is making its mark on the global stature. And this is coming at a time, Preeti, when Bharat is actually moving towards the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047, and that is the year when Bharat, will be celebrating the centenary of its independence, and it is expected to make everything under the sun. And in fact, in today's world as well, Preeti, you talk about the sector, and Bharat is leading in the sector. And when you talk about the global world is looking at India for the collaborations, for the partnerships, and for other trade deals as well. So that goes on to show that how rapidly Bharat is progressing, and which is also, set to become the third largest economy in the world. We have seen the growing numbers, the growing GDP numbers, which was in the second quarter as well, and that is phenomenally exceptional. And the world has now recognized that Bharat is now leading in every sector, and under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, it has taken several leaps. When you talk about the progress, this is at a time when Prime Minister Narendra Modi goes to any country, the kind of respect he gets and the kind of love and affection he gets from the people of that particular respective country and the diaspora is actually something to watch out for. And that goes on to show that the leadership quality of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the development which India has done over past 10-11 years under his leadership. So this visit by German Chancellor Friedrich Merz is really, really important, Preeti, because it goes on to show the ties between both the countries that are taking several steps, that are now moving to the next stage, and the kind of partnership that both the countries already hold. Both the countries are strategic partners, as we know, and when both the leaders will hold the bilateral talks, they are expected to discuss the entire gamut of bilateral relations, which also includes sectors like defense, which might also include sectors like healthcare, because India is leading in healthcare sector. India is also now developing, India is also doing indigenous manufacturing of the defense weapons. That goes on to show, again, India's vision of self-dependence or Atmanirbharta, which Prime Minister Narendra Modi always focuses on. We have seen in the past few months, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has always emphasized on Atmanirbharta or self-reliance, because that is the thing which will develop the country's economy, and also will get the global recognition of our artisans and all those people who are making products here. And, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also says that be vocal for local and, make in India and make for the world. So that goes on to show that, these artisans under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership who are making products here, locally made products, are getting recognition under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership. And, the products, in fact, are going global. And that's the reason why they are also getting more and more recognition throughout the world. And they are now also digitally selling their products. That is the kind of portals that the government of India is setting up so that they can showcase their products online.
Yes, indeed.
And people from across the globe are, coming on those portals and buying those products. So such is the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and under his leadership, India's stature on the global map has gone many stages higher, and that is the reason why the global world today looks at India for various collaborations, various partnerships, and whenever he goes to any country, the kind of respect, the kind of love, affection he gets from the local people there and from the diaspora as well. It is something again to watch out for.
All right.
The love which diaspora gives. Prime Minister Narendra Modi always addresses the diaspora population as Rashdoots and always say that the diaspora always bridges the gap between both the countries, and which is actually true. They also bring in economy as well. So yeah, definitely, I would say that under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership, the country is taking, several
giant leaps. All right,
giant leaps, definitely, on the path to progress, and the country's vision of Viksit Bharat 2047, and also Atmanirbharta, which is self-reliance.
All right, up on our screens, we are showing the visuals of German Chancellor Friedrich Merz along with Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the Sabarmati Ashram. Now, you witnessed this visit, Siddharth. For the benefit of our viewers, acquaint us with what all has been exhibited at the ashram. How would this be a learning experience for the German Chancellor when we talk of non-violence, when we talk of peace, the ideals on which this ashram was built? Mahatma Gandhi stayed here for 12 years, and in the visitors book also the German Chancellor did mention that his ideals inspire us even in today's times. So for our viewers, tell us how was the visit of the German Chancellor? What all did he witness when we talk of the exhibits at the museum, at the Sangrahalaya there?
Oh, definitely. To begin with, PT, I would like to say that Sabarmati Ashram has been the center for India's movement, for struggle.
Yes.
And when German Chancellor came here, this is not the first time any foreign leader has come here. There have been many foreign leaders who have come here to Sabarmati Ashram. Because the kind of peace and serenity it holds, it is one of a kind thing. Personally, telling you, Preeti, when I entered Sabarmati Ashram today, it was a feeling of a different kind of peace and different kind of calmness. There have been several leaders who have visited Sabarmati Ashram, including Prime Minister of Australia, Anthony Albanese, also the then Prime Minister of United Kingdom, Boris Johnson. Donald Trump also visited the ashram as the 45th President of the United States. Along with that, the then Prime Minister of Canada in 2018. Benjamin Netanyahu also visited here in 2018, Shinzo Abe. And there have been several more leaders who have visited here. So this is a very, very special visit. When you host a foreign leader, and especially in the city of Ahmedabad, so it's actually considered very prestigious to actually show the guests the Sabarmati Ashram. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz also visited the Hridaya Kunj, which is the residence of Mahatma Gandhi here. And there was a little performance wherein a group of people, a group of children were singing Raghupati Raghav Ram, and it was looking like the German Chancellor was very, very much involved and immersed in that song, and that goes on to show that how India, is a hub of culture, and we celebrate the unity in diversity. And the cultural heritage that India holds, the spiritual heritage, the cultural legacy that India holds, It's actually something which the world looks out for, and that's the reason why the tourism in India has got a significant boom, especially in the past 10, 11 years. Because, when you know about a place, you want to visit it. And that's the reason why people from all across the globe visit India and different parts of the country to enjoy the culture there, to enjoy the cuisine, to enjoy the weather, to enjoy the atmosphere. And that is why, like I was just mentioning, Preeti, it's unity in diversity, and India and Bharat is a clear example of that. So this is again a very significant visit when Friedrich Merz, German Chancellor, came here along with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He was actually feeling that sense of calmness, sense of serenity here. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was actually telling him, explaining him several things. That what was there. He also both the leaders also went inside the Hriday Kunj, which is the residence of Father of the Nation Mahatma Gandhi, inside the Sabarmati Ashram, and Mahatma Gandhi's charkha was also there. The table was also there on which he used to study, and there were some other things also inside the Hriday Kunj, which German Chancellor Friedrich Merz being quite focused, he saw that, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi was also there inside the Hriday Kunj. And after that, we also took a round at the Sabarmati Ashram. He saw different things at the Sabarmati Ashram.
Right.
And apart from that, what attracts people, what attracts tourists and global leaders, here is the fact that this place holds a great a sense of calmness, a great sense of serenity. And when one comes here, the person feels that there's a sense of calmness around here, which is very, very important. Speaking of which, speaking of calmness, speaking of peace, we also remember Lord Buddha.
Yes.
He said that the greatest prayer is patience. So Mahatma Gandhi and Gautam Buddha are the greatest gifts India has ever got, and their stature is, is there on the global map and in the entire world. Entire world knows who is Mahatma Gandhi. Entire world knows who is Gautam Buddha. And they always advocated for peace and to bring prosperity in the global world. Preeti, it's very, very important.
And yes, this is what is advocated by India also in present times, when India calls for peace, it calls for diplomacy and dialogue to the geopolitical challenges which the world is facing. All right, Siddharth, that was about Sabarmati Ashram, but also give us a sense of what does the rest of the day hold for the German Chancellor. We tell our viewers that both the leaders will be holding bilateral talks. What are the areas of strengthening the relationship further? We also tell our viewers that India and Germany completed the 25 years of strategic partnership last year. So, from here on, how will this relationship be further strengthened?
Oh, definitely. This ties, the bilateral ties between both the countries, will set to get a boost with German Chancellor Friedrich Merz visit here. As I told you earlier as well, that both the leaders are expected to discuss the entire gamut of bilateral relationships, which includes different sectors, including healthcare and including defense. And since both the countries are strategic partners, this is a very significant visit by German Chancellor, because this goes on to show the ties between both the countries. Number one, and the kind of the strategic relationship they are looking to take forward. From this point, the leaders will be holding the bilateral talks, Preeti, and certainly the visit, the bilateral talks between both the countries is set to get a boom, is set to get a fillip by this visit of German Chancellor Friedrich Merz. Earlier in the day, the itinerary, if I tell you about the itinerary of the German Chancellor, his state visit started with the visit of Sabarmati Ashram, and then to the International Kite Festival, or Uttarayan. And we saw how mesmerizing those visuals were, with giant kites and small kites and every sort of kites, and such a colorful atmosphere reflecting India's cultural legacy and the kind of reputation it holds in the entire world. It celebrates India celebrates the unity in diversity. It is such a big country with billions of people, and different parts of the region celebrates different culture. There are many languages which are spoken in the country, and different cultures are celebrated inside the country. Certainly that strengthens the cultural connect with the global world, and that's the reason why the global world comes here. The tourism also got a boom in past 10, 11 years. In fact, a massive boom when people from all over the country come here to actually experience the cultural heritage of India,
right.
the spiritual legacy, when you go to the temple.
All right, Siddharth, I'll interrupt you here. At present, we are showing visuals of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz at the Kite Festival. And we do see both of them trying their hand at kite flying, from Operation Sindoor to the roaring success of Bharat to the collaboration and the ties between India and Germany. Everything is depicted on the kites here, and we see both of them trying their hands at kite flying. And this is indeed a vision to behold, because it is symbolic of the strengthening of the ties between India and Germany, the soaring of the ties between India and Germany to the heights that today these kites are, witnessing in the skies in Ahmedabad. The very essence of, Prime Minister has been all through his tenure as a Prime Minister to showcase India and the Indian culture on the global page, isn't it, Siddharth? And here also we see at the venue of the event, the International Kite Festival, from Indian dances to Indian music to the kites itself, no stone has been left unturned to show the Indianness, the very essence of Indianness on the global page. And this is indeed a visual treat for the visiting dignitary. Get us more as to how does this change of image of India on the global page means now under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and also the effort that has always paid off in showcasing the best of India on the global page.
Oh, definitely. India's cultural legacy is renowned in the global world, number one, Preeti. Number second, in the past 10 and 11 years, India's stature on the global map has risen many-fold. And the reason behind this is absolutely the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And today, when the global leaders come to India and when they meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi, they experience the culture of India, they experience the heritage of India. They always feel very, very special coming to this country, because we also, go by Atithi Devo Bhava. We consider our guests as our gods, so as God, in fact. So that's the kind of respect that people get when they come to India. The kind of hospitality that India gives to our guests is really, really something really special to experience, to feel. And we also go by our principles. We stick to our principles and our ethos of our culture. And that's the reason why, people have started coming here in India more and more, especially the tourism sector has seen a sharp rise in the past 10, 11 years. And the reason is the kind of cultural connect that India has with the entire world. And again, the courtesy to this is the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. You just showed the visuals wherein both the leaders were at the International Kite Festival, enjoying, wherein the German Chancellor Friedrich Merz was enjoying the absolute vibrant atmosphere of the International Kite Festival. Goes on to show that how special he is feeling after coming to India. And like I always say, that India's hospitality is renowned in the entire world, and the kind of respect that we give to our guests who come here to India is incredible. And that's why we say it's incredible India, it's incredible Bharat. Talking about German Chancellor's visit, the bilateral talks will take place between both the leaders. Both the leaders are expected to focus on intensifying the cooperation in trade and investment, in fact, technology and education, for skilling and mobility, and also science and technology will be the sector which is, expected to become unstable. Apart from that, green and sustainable development is also one area wherein both the leaders are expected to talk, because, this is at a time when India is transitioning, in fact, towards the clean and green energy, which is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision as well. because in today's time, because of the weather changing, because of the global warming, a lot of things are impacting the human life. So this is the right time to actually transition towards the clean and green energy, and India has a special focus on that in this particular sector. So that's the reason these are the topics which are likely to come on the table. This is very, very significant visit again by the German Chancellor, which will give a fillip, which will give a boost between the bilateral ties between both the countries, as both the countries are strategic partners. In fact, I would like to tell you again, Preeti, from the beginning of the day, German Chancellor visited Sabarmati Ashram, where he visited Hriday Kunj, the residence of Father of the Nation, Mahatma Gandhi. He also signed visitors' book, and also took a round of the Sabarmati Ashram to watch the beauty that this place possesses and the kind of calm and serenity that this place has. Right after that, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, along with the German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, went to the International Kite Festival. And as we were discussing just a while back, that how mesmerizing the atmosphere was at the International Kite Festival, where many countries have joined in the festival, which goes on to show the kind of the cultural connect India has with the entire world, and the cultural legacy of India, and the hospitality that India gives to its guests. And that's the reason why India goes by Atithi Devo Bhava. We consider our guests as gods, and the kind of respect we pay to them, the kind of hospitality that we show to them, they feel very, very special coming to India. India is a very big country, so many states, such as, a country with huge population, and different parts of the country has different cultures and different languages. And when people come here, they experience different languages, different culture, different cuisine, different atmosphere, different weather, and different vibrancy, in different parts when they go. So that's the reason why, tourists come here to India to experience many things.
All right, to experience the best of India. All right. Siddharth, now when we talk of this visit, the Prime Minister has also engaged with the previous German chancelleries, but then when we talk of German Chancellor Friedrich Merz choosing India as the first destination to visit as his official visit, other than NATO and European allies, the first country in Asia which he chooses to visit, what message does it give? What importance does Germany pay to India, apart from it being the largest trade partner for India? It's not just trade that binds the two countries, but other aspects also. Given the way the relationship has strengthened in the past 25 years as a strategic relationship, what more is the scope there in the relationship to be further strengthened from here on, as a message that the German Chancellor chooses India as his first destination to visit when we talk of Asia?
Oh, definitely, Preeti. The message which goes out after the German Chancellor's state visit to India is that both the countries share a good bond and a better relationship. And over the past few years, under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the relationship between Germany and India has got a massive boom. And the fact that both the countries are strategic partners now, and it's been so many years, you've just told our viewers, that goes on to clearly show that the kind of relationship, the kind of bond both the countries share. And when you talk about people-to-people ties, Indian diaspora is all everywhere in the world, but also in Germany. And it plays a crucial role when it comes to the ties between both the countries. And as Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses the diaspora population as Rosh Dutch, goes on to show that how much importance he gives to the diaspora population which resides in different countries. And when we talk about Germany, and other countries as well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi always say that the diaspora population play a pivotal role, a key role when it comes to bridging the gap between both the countries. And when we talk about the relationship between both the countries, it is set to get a boom with the visit of German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, and a cultural connect, the kind of atmosphere, the kind of hospitality. People were just asking that what compelled what made Friedrich Merz, the German Chancellor, visit India. And that's the reason the hospitality is the reason, the kind of respect we give to our foreign leaders is the reason, and the kind of cultural connect that we have with the world, and the legacy and the spiritual legacy that we have. We just saw Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited Somnath in Gujarat, and that was for 2 days to actually celebrate the Somnath Swabhiman Parv, which honors the warriors who stood against the barbaric invasions at the Somnath temple, and who sacrificed their life in protecting the culture of the country. So that goes on to show that how important culture is, for all the people in Bharat, and they can even sacrifice their life protecting the cultural and spiritual legacy of the country. So that goes on to show that India, with such a big population, have different cultures in different parts of the country. And when people come here again, they experience different things here in India, different rivers, different heritage sites. We also have UNESCO heritage sites here in India. They visit them, and the kind of hospitality again which they get is something which they take with them when they go to their own respective countries, and they tell their relatives, they tell their friends and parents. And again, the world celebrates in India, in the entire country, and that's the reason why other people also want to come to this country to enjoy, the weather again, the cuisine, food, culture, people, hospitality, and the kind of respect we give out to our guests. That shows the connect between both the countries. That goes on to show the bond between both the countries, and under Prime Minister Narendra Modi again, Preeti.
Yes, that is aptly showcased in the visuals here, as we see both the leaders trying their hand at kite flying, and this is how the relationship between the two countries has soared, and we hope that the relationship will further be strengthened as both the leaders will meet for bilateral talks later in the day. Thank you, Siddharth, for joining in with all those updates from Sabarmati Ashram, from Ahmedabad. So it is indeed an eventful long day for German Chancellor in Ahmedabad. Earlier in the day, we saw him visit the Sabarmati Ashram along with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and both the leaders also participated in the International Kite Festival in Ahmedabad, where we see a confluence of kite flyers from across the world who have gathered there to participate. The festival runs from 12th of January to 14th of January, and we did see the German Chancellor all smiles when he attempted kite flying, and that also showcased the relationship between the two countries. The day for the German Chancellor in Ahmedabad still continues. Both the leaders will be holding bilateral talks. We end this bulletin here as of now. Thanks for watching, but we'll get you all the updates through the day as well.